Okay, this is going to be a solve of the final round of 16 in the PM sessions of the Excel World Championship. Quite a simple case when you crack the core mechanic of it. And essentially you turn over a rock and you have a chance to find each of these creatures. The chances are listed here. There's a different chance at low tide and high tide. And as you move from low tide into high tide, the percentage chance scales linearly. So it will move from 80% to 30%, then from 30% back to 80%. So when you're halfway between the tides, your chance is exactly halfway between these percentage chances. So let's do a bit of setup. One thing to be very careful of in times is times are basically represented underneath Excel as proportions of a day. So this is day 0, midnight, then this is 27% of the way through a day, and so on. But this day 2 here needs to be 1.08. So really this should have a +1 on the end when you want to do lookups and stuff like that. So I'm just going to put a +1 on that, so that when I do a lookup, Excel knows that this 2 AM is the right amount of hours past the 7:30 PM. And let's get right into it. So at high tide, what's the probability of finding no marine life under a rock? Well, the chance of finding it is this, so the chance of not finding it is 1 minus that. So it's basically going to be 1 minus all of these things multiplied together. I'll do product of 1 minus all of this stuff. And that comes out to 12%. They want it rounded, so I'll just manually type a 12 there. I'll come back to bonus 2, but I'll do bonus 3. Which symbol occurs most frequently in the questions? This is a common kind of bonus that comes up, so I can say index most of case questions. So case questions just pulls all the data from the questions. Most of gives me a frequency table, and then I can index 1, 2 to find the amount 45. So if I just pull this bit out here, you'll see what that's doing. If I put an equals in front of it, it's just basically pulling out everything that's in the questions and telling me how many there are of each thing. So yeah, that one's, I basically do this formula a hell of a lot to answer a lot of bonus questions. The rest of these bonuses here need questions to be answered, so let's get into it. So the first question is, what's the probability of finding both of these things? So it helps to know a little bit of maths here, but I mean the examples guide you through it. To find the probability of both happening, you times the probability by each other. So I want to say XLOOKUP these in high tide, so here, and return high tide percentages there. And then what we want to do is multiply them together. So we can say product. The question is asking, if we did this 1,000 times, how many of the animals would we be expected to find. So basically if you did it 1 time, you'd be expected to find this many. So 10,000 times is that times 10,000. So that's that. Next we're working with times. How long until the start of the next tide phase in minutes? So to find the next tide phase, I'm going to look up the time in here and return the same column. But I'm going to look for exact match or next larger item. So that will give me the next tide time. Because that's the next tide time, it's going to be bigger than this number. So let's just show that number like that. So I can minus the old number off. That's going to give us the difference in times in terms of the proportion of a day. So to get that proportion of a day into hours, we'll times by 24. And to get it into minutes, we'll times by 60. And one thing you need to be really careful of here, this one is wrong. Whenever you work with times, because you're working with very small fractions like this, underneath what is displayed in Excel, you'll normally get floating point errors when you start doing arithmetic with all these decimal places. So you always want to wrap it in a round. So I have a robot command that just does that, round 0, and then that will fix it. Now question 3 basically cracks the entire case for you, but it's quite a hard one to get your head around. We basically want to know the probability of finding a crab at this time. So this is where we need to kind of find a way to scale from low tide to high tide, or high tide to low tide, to find a percentage for a given time. Now in this question we're always looking for a crab, but I'm going to put the symbol down here in preparation for the next questions, because the next question is going to ask about other creatures. So I want a formula that relates to the crab so I can flip it to other creatures after. So the example kind of guides you here, but what I want to do is find how many minutes we are into the tide cycle, and then do that as a percentage of 6.5 hours, because there's 6.5 hours, which it says in the instructions, between each tide cycle. So let's do our whole XLOOKUP again. So we want to look for this in here, and give me that again. But this time we want to go back to the last tide. And if we take our time now, minus the last tide, we can convert to minutes like we did before. So times by 24 by 60. So times 24 times 60. And let's just format back to a normal format. So we're 173 minutes into this tide cycle. And we know there are 6.5 hours in the tide cycle. So if we divide that by 6.5 hours times 60 minutes per hour, again, that's a bit annoying. We get this 44.36% through the tide cycle, which agrees to kind of the example guidance here. So next, let's find out what tide we're in. So I'm going to look for the time in here and give here, and we want exact match or next small item, so the tide that we kind of started in. So that's a low tide. I'm just going to change these to be high, low, and drag those down so it's a bit cleaner to work with. I don't want to be typing too much out in my formulas. And then let's look for our crab in here and figure out what the percentage chances are at low and high tide. So then we can say if we're in low tide, so if that equals low, then it's going to be 80% plus 44% of the difference. And that difference is going to be this number minus this number. And then if we're not in low tide, we're in high tide. So it's going to be this number, the high tide probability, plus the percentage times the low tide probability minus the high tide probability. So that gives us our percentage chance, 57.82%. We times by 10,000 again to get the answer, but I'm not going to do that. I just want to turn it into a lambda so I can always find the probability for any given time and any given creature. So let's call that creature, label these as input cells in robot, and then let's make this a lambda. And let's call it crabs. And then I can just say equals crabs this time and this creature, and we'll lock that. And we want to times it by 10,000, and we want to round it. And that crabs lambda is going to solve a lot of the rest of the case for us. We can also now do this second bonus here, which species are you least likely to find under a rock at 3:30 AM. So let's just type 0330, and then we can do crabs of this time and this creature. And we can see the lowest here is this prawn. Then question 4 is asking us to get the probability of finding all 3 of these creatures. So for that, we just need to do the probability of all of them. So we can say map that array, lambda A, and then I just want to do crabs of the time there and our array. We want to wrap the whole thing in product to get the percentage chance and times by 10,000. And again, we'll need to add our rounding robot command on there. Now the last 2 actually have smaller arrays there, so we're just going to reduce the size of that. But that's not a problem. I think it's kind of pointless putting that in if you have a good approach like this anyway, but there we go. And then the next question is just building on that slightly. So we want to know the probability of finding this exact combination. So where there's a blank, we need to not find the creature. So the probability of not finding something is 1 minus the probability of finding it. So it's if there's 10% chance to find it, then there's 90% chance to not find it. So for this, we can just use map again. So we can map 2 arrays. So we'll use this one for all the creatures, and we'll do this one. And then we're going to say lambda A, B. I'm going to say if B is blank, do 1 minus the crab probability of the time here and the creature in array A. So I can always capture the creature there. And if it's not there, I just want the probability, so crabs of that time and B. And then we want to wrap the whole thing in products, times by 10,000, and we'll do our rounding. There we go. So question 6 is the same thing, but instead of being given a time, we're asked to evaluate all possible times in the tide cycle from midnight onwards and return how many minutes after midnight is the optimal for finding the exact combination. So same thing again, but we just want to map it through all of the possible times. So let's just move our array over there, and I'll call this time input from before t. We no longer need the 10,000 because we're just finding how many minutes it is after midnight. So let's take the round as well. So then I want to say map, and what I want to do is get all of the minutes after midnight in the tide cycle. So the tide cycle is 6.5 hours. So I want 6.5 times 60 entries in our list. Or I need to wrap it in a sequence. So we're going to map a sequence of that. We're actually going to start at 0 because midnight might be the best. And our steps are going to be intervals of 1 minute. So how do we do that? So we want 1 is a day, over 24 is how many hours, over 60 is how many minutes. So that's our intervals. And then we're going to say lambda t, and then all this stuff. And that should just give us all the probabilities for every minute. So I'm just going to move that out so you can see it. There we go. So these should all be quite low percentage chances, as you can see, and we want to look for the biggest one. Now remember, we started at 0, so this is actually minute 0. So if we do a X match for 1 here and search for exact match or next small item, we'll get the biggest one, but we want to minus 1 off it because we're starting at 0. If this was the answer here, the X match would return 1, but obviously this is minute 0, so we'd need to return 0. So let's do X match 1 in that thing, exact match or next larger item, or next smaller item, sorry. And we want to minus 1 off of that. So that's that one. And we can also do another bonus now. So the last bonus, randomly the bonuses are related to level 7, then level 6 instead of the other way around, but this is related to level 6, so we'll do it. How many minutes after midnight give you the highest possibility of finding all 6 marine life species? Well, I can simply just move my formula up here because I have all of them lined up here anyway. So I'm just going to copy that formula into here, and I can see it's 197. So let's put that in. Okay, question 7 is a little bit different, not necessarily any harder, so I'll build it from scratch. It's asking us to turn over 1 rock per minute, starting at the following times. How many rocks would you need to turn over to have a 99% chance of finding the animal? So the way we'll do this one is we'll just build a sequence of all minutes from the start time, and we'll track the probability of finding the animal. So let's quickly build that. So we can say map, our array is a sequence. We can use any large number here, so we'll just do a sequence of 1,000. We're starting at the given time here, and our steps again are going to be 1 over 24 over 60 to get intervals of 1 minute. And then we can say lambda a, crabs of a is our time, and this is our creature. So that's going to give us our probability at every minute of finding this creature. So to work this question out, we're going to track the cumulative probability of not finding it. And when that's below 1%, it means we have a 99% chance of finding it. So we do 1 minus that. So this is our chance of not finding it. So we're going to multiply each of these numbers in turn. And when that's less than 1% chance, it means there's a less than 1% chance of not finding it and a 99% chance of finding it. So let's scan across that. We'll start at 1 because we're multiplying. We don't want to start at 0, otherwise we'll multiply everything by 0. Lambda a v. And then we want to do a times v, so nice and simple. So that's our cumulative probability, and we just want to find where this drops below 1%. So we're just going to X match. Let's do it now. X match 0.01 in this list, exact match or next smaller item. And we don't need to minus 1 off this, because although this is our 0th minute, the question is not asking how many minutes, it's asking how many rocks would we need to turn over. So it's 9. I'll just drag it down here and then copy the answers in. Okay, the last bonus is the same thing. We're checking a frog every 1 minute between 12:01 AM and 6:30, so 6.5 hours. How many frogs would you expect to find? So I'm just going to use one of these where we have a frog, so this one here will do. I'm going to change this to 12:01, so it's midnight, basically 01. And let's move this out, and we don't need to scan across here, let's just get our probability at each minute. So, and we want the probability of finding them this time, not the probability of not finding them. So our sequence is going to be 6.5 hours. We're going to do this for times 60 minutes, and that's going to give us our probabilities of finding these frogs. So how many frogs do we expect to find in the first minute? Well, 0.25 frogs. So to get the expected value of how many frogs we'll find over that whole sequence, it's just summing it up. So it's 195 when rounded. So let's put that in. 195, and that's a full score. So quite a cool case to practice probabilities. The hard mechanic is obviously moving between these tide phases, but as soon as you crack that in question 3 and turn it into a lambda, it makes the rest of the case pretty easy, as you saw there. As long as you understand probabilities quite well, which I don't, so it took me a little while to revise using this case and get it this smooth. There's no more official cases that I haven't uploaded a solve for now, so we're caught up. I will try to finish some more tutorial videos and maybe do like a tier list and review of the cases for the year. So subscribe if you want to see those, and I'll see you next time.